Hey, what's up? This is Elliott, just doing a quick little intro with some updated dates. And, I'm going to address the elephant in the room. Yeah, it's been a while. All right. It's been a wild while because we've been up to some stuff. Let me tell you what. No, we've been, busy doing stand-up stuff and life things. And, we, in the spirit of the labor movement, the labor reform movement, everyone deserves a break. And so we took a break. I mean, we were still working on other stuff, but we took a break and we're back. We're recharged. We're energized. And we're ready to hear some crazy freaking stories. All right. So if you want to come see us live, Arijana, you can go check out our website for live dates, arianaramic.com. If you want to come see me, if you were listening to this day, this comes out Monday, the 21st. The next day, Tuesday, the 22nd, I will be opening for Dan Soder at the Comedy Store in LA. He is headlining the main room, and I will be hosting for that. So come check that out. And then on the 24th, that Thursday, I will be also opening for him at the Paramount in Seattle. Come check that out. And then that weekend, the weekend of the 25th, I'll be hopping down to Portland, doing some shows down there with friend of the pod, Chris Mejia. So if you're in that area, come check us out. And then also, big plug, because it's getting close, I will be headlining in Seattle at the Hereafter on October 12th. So write that down now because you're busy. You're coming out to see the show. And I'm excited for that. So it's going to be a good time. But again, follow all of us on social media, our websites. It'll have updated information and all that. Enjoy the episode. Stay safe. And have fun. Bye.
No, you know what I have been doing? I just go, I'm kind of the Dennis Rodman of this comedy thing. And what do you think it means? Everyone has a different answer. It's so funny.
You're not.
What do you mean I'm not?
How many drugs do you do?
3.
And how many of those are actual drugs?
1.
Yeah, see?
What if I didn't do any drugs, but I was just like violently addicted to heroin?
Then that would. What do you mean? What if I didn't do any drugs?
Well,
but I was
don't you
addicted
need
to
like
heroin?
stepping stones to heroin?
No,
Isn't that what the DARE program?
You can dive in.
Like you start drinking and then you try cocaine and then you try heroin.
No, you
and
can
then
go.
You're off to the races.
It's not like they don't have like a belt system like karate.
I think it is.
Can just.
I think you have to rank up.
You can just you start at the white belt
Yeah.
and then you get at the end you get to the black tar belt and then that's when they're like
okay.
That's when they finally let you in the den. Before they're like it's like they have a list.
Yeah.
They have a bouncer.
They keep track.
People wait.
Yeah.
And they're like you
It's
can't come in.
Stuff we're talking
You
about.
can't come in yet. It's the war on
YouTube's
drugs.
like, is this a clean episode?
We're
We're like, we honestly couldn't tell you.
You're like, what if I did heroin?
Up top, we've been recording for exactly 1 minute.
I think you'd be a lot cooler on heroin. Give you some edge.
I'm awful.
I think honestly, that would be hilarious.
Me?
Yeah, because
what does
no
heroin
one
do
would
to you?
know.
Oh, what the fuck? Why? Because it's just.
Well, I mean, we would probably know.
What does heroin do?
But it's also like.
Does it make you have more energy?
No.
What does it do?
The opposite.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's an opiate.
Why did I think heroin made you all zesty?
No, that's meth.
Oh, yeah.
Or
I could,
PCP.
I could do meth. Yeah. I think I was thinking of meth when I said heroin.
That is quite the mix-up.
Yeah.
2 very opposite ends
I go
of
to
the
get
spectrum.
meth and I end up with heroin. The dealers
like,
are
what
like,
is
come
this?
on.
This is a weird-looking crystal.
Oh, boy. Okay. Shall we start?
Heroin?
On that note? Yeah, for sure.
Start doing heroin? All right. Here's why I think it would be funny, though, because it's
Why?
like if you just kept everything the same,
Mm-hmm.
and then like it would get around where it's like someone's like, oh yeah, Ariana, blah blah, she doesn't really drink that much. It's like, well, yeah, dude, she's addicted to heroin. And people are like, what?
How do you think it would affect my personality? I want to know what it would do to me.
I'm just thinking of you tying off talking about Disney movies
No.
from the early 2000s. Yeah, then
I
Rip
can
Girl
never do.
came out.
No,
and
I
that
can't.
really changed it.
No, don't. I don't even joke about it because I can't even think about needles.
You ever seen Johnny Tsunami?
Only no. You know
This
what?
is
That
as
one
your
was
free-
not
you
one
can
of my
freebase.
favorites.
You can freebase.
What is that?
That's when you smoke it.
Oh God, no! I can't smoke. I can't. I don't
You
have
can
that
sniff
in
it.
me. You see my nose.
Okay,
I have a
how are you?
deviated
You're gonna have to
septum.
figure out a way to do this heroin.
I'll only ingest it.
Make heroin brownies.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's get this
I
party
hold
started.
it in my mouth like chew. I'm like, yeah, this is how I do my heroin. This is a new way. It slowly takes over my life. Yeah. All right,
sick.
let's get started. On that note, hi, I'm Ariana.
And I'm Elliot.
And this is
Burning
the
the
Light. There's...
I'm not even in this one.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Is we're in two different cameras today.
Two different worlds.
Well, we look like conjoined twins. Well, except for the twin
Isn't
part.
it wild that Ben Carson successfully split conjoined twins?
What?
I'm pretty sure that's what he's famous for, right?
Who?
Ben Carson?
He was a twin that was split, or
No,
split
he was
twins?
a doctor. He was a surgeon that split the twins. I think they were like conjoined at the brain or some shit. And he did it.
And they lived to
and
see
then
the day.
immediately all of his intelligence went out the window.
Yeah, I don't believe that. That must be a rumor that the right started. You know? I don't believe that for a second.
Hey, do you know Ariana is on heroin? Also Ben Carson?
Okay, well now you can't tell people I'm on heroin because we're gonna cut that part out.
Nah, we're gonna keep it in.
No, I'm
gonna
not
pepper
on
it in
heroin.
throughout the
Yeah.
episode.
I mean, I cannot do drugs. Like,
You can parachute it.
What?
That's where you put it in tissue, and then I think you could do that.
What do you mean put it in tissue?
Wait, are you nodding to parachuting or Ben Carson?
Gabby's recording with us today.
Shout out,
Shout
friend
out
of the
to
pod.
Gabby, friend of the pod.
Boop.
Wait, what do you mean you put it in a tissue? Like you go to blow your nose and you just get a little bit? Or what do you mean?
Yeah, so no one knows.
Yeah.
You gotta blow your nose and
How do you do it?
you just put it in a tissue and then you swallow the tissue.
Why? Just swallow it whole. What do you mean? Why would I put it in a tissue?
Because it's powder.
Okay.
So you're not just gonna put a bunch of fucking powder in your mouth. And
Yeah,
then,
I've had pixie sticks. What do you mean?
Yeah, well, it's a little different.
Oh, I don't want to cinnamon challenge myself with
Cinnamon challenge, but it's all
All
heroin.
No, you
All
know what
right,
it is.
guys.
You know what? Well, we can touch on this, but like I feel like okay, comedians do a lot of like drinking, drugs, alcohol.
Do a lot of
maybe
cinnamon
not,
challenges.
Maybe not heroin. Okay, but like drinking, marijuana, cocaine is the classic comedy
That's the
drug.
classic.
But then I feel like a lot of people also do like shrooms and LSD, and like we're just like a lot of comics are a lot looser about doing drugs, and I feel like deeply that I do not fit in sometimes because everyone's like really just into recreational drug use, but now everybody's getting sober and it's so funny because I'm just like, hey guys.
Hey,
It's really shifting.
I'm
It's really
secretly on
shifting.
heroin.
Yeah. They have been for years.
Yeah,
but-
fitness is coming in. Ron Funches was just talking about this on his podcast. Now
Yeah.
it's like cooler to be out with your fitness. Whereas like 5-10 years ago, if you posted 5 years ago, if you were like posting your fitness shit on Instagram, people would be like, look at this fucking jerk off.
Well, I feel like it's okay. So it's two sides of the same coin because on some way it's more positive because of social media. In some ways it's more negative because of social media, because like the worst people are those like super bro-y fitness like people, or like even like sometimes like the women in fitness, it's like, oh yeah, like you gotta like, they're like, we're all about healthy bodies, but then they really aren't, you know what I mean?
But if you're fat, fucking kill yourself.
Yeah, like so, and I mean,
But spread
right.
joy,
Yeah.
spread positivity.
I'm all about positivity if you wear a size 6. Like that's what it is about. No, but I think also like the pandemic changed it for comics too, of like taking care of themselves and realizing like, oh yeah, not everybody hangs out on Monday till 2 a.m. on a comedy patio, just like chain smoking, you know? But I never really got down like that. So
There's still time.
no, there isn't, because I
Yeah, there
truly
is.
no, there isn't, because I went to 4 parties this weekend and I was sober for all of them, and I had a blast. And I know very many people can't do that. But it was like really illuminating for me, just like, wow, people really can go hard, and I could never go hard. People always think that I'm drunk out of my mind, but I'm never.
Because you're just on heroin.
Yeah, exactly. Stop pushing the heroin narrative onto me. I'm deathly afraid of needles. Like that's how you know I'll never do anything.
We
because
told you there's options.
No, I'm not fucking parachuting.
Everybody call it now if you think Ariana should start parachuting heroin.
No. Yeah, I
So
can't
you couldn't
do it.
be Do you think if you get big and famous, do you think you're gonna go through a drug phase?
Absolutely.
You're gonna go through like a
No,
fucking
I think
Lindsay
I'll get,
Lohan in 03?
No, I think I'll get more sober. I think I'll have the opposite thing.
You'll get more
No,
sober.
if you're working that much, you don't have time to be fucking around.
You think Kevin Hart doesn't get fucked up? You think The Rock doesn't get fucked up?
No. I don't think like that. I think The Rock is getting up at 4 a.m. to do a 5-hour workout.
I'm shooting 5 movies today.
Yeah, no, literally.
Yeah.
They're all the same. We do one green screen. The studio's his backyard. It's just
It's
a
like
green
how
screen.
Tyler Perry has the house.
He's all the characters.
Yeah.
No, I think I'll be the opposite for sure because I already get like stressed out and like I can't function if I'm under the influence of anything, even a little bit of sugar. Like I can't do that. I would have to live really clean. Yeah.
I think you could do it. But here's the thing. They have like time that we don't know about. Celebrities have it. Celebrities use it. Celebrities use a different clock.
Yeah.
All right. We don't know this. Hollywood has a different
I think
clock.
people still party, but I'm saying to daily do something. Like how many comics do you know that smoke weed every single fucking day? I don't think you can do that.
As of late, me.
I mean,
no, a lot of comics do.
I'm just saying no one's railing cocaine every day and pleasant to be around. I had an awful experience.
Well, pleasant to be around. Now that's the caveat.
That's what I'm
the
saying.
caveat.
I think I experienced my first cocaine fueled thing.
What was it?
A comic screamed at me.
About what?
I don't want to talk about it on the pod because I feel it's like it was uncomfortable. But I think he kept saying he wasn't on anything, but like,
and that's sign number one.
That's sign number one. Do you know what I mean?
Out of nowhere. By the way, I'm not on anything.
And I really want to give him the good grace of being like he was fucked up or something, but like because like if you're sober and you screamed at me like that,
it's almost
like
worse.
It's worse, right? Yeah. But I think I've never seen someone have an ego and such delusion to the point like he could only talk about himself.
Who
and
was it?
I didn't know.
Who was it? We'll beep it. We'll cut it.
I'll tell you later. But
Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah, it's Jerry Seinfeld. I just I didn't know that cocaine did that. I'm pretty naive, I guess, when it comes to drugs.
So now I'm like, what do you think the drugs do?
Well, no, because like I just thought cocaine made you have a burst of energy for 20 minutes. I didn't think it affected your ego, right? And then someone explained to me recently this year, they were like, yeah, people on cocaine are the worst to be around because they just like they have like the opposite of an ego death. Like they think that the world revolves around them.
I think that comes down to the person.
Okay.
I don't know.
I think if you're really addicted to cocaine, I think that happens to you. Ooh.
So, hey, speaking of
Mr.
cocaine.
Nate Dixon, should we have a guest on the pod? Mr. Nate, you want to sit for a sec? Sure. Come on over. We have Nate Dixon here in the house.
Yeah.
Come on over.
So we were just talking about Arijana getting into heroin. What do you think about that? Heroin? Yeah. The big H.
What's up, dude? How are you?
Doing good. How you doing, man?
Good to see you. Wow, I wake up from a nap, and now I'm on a podcast.
That's Hollywood,
Where are the
baby.
cameras?
That's business, baby.
That's Hollywood. Yeah. Whichever one you want.
This is your interview.
You're in the
me?
sweet spot. You can
What
do
up?
both.
I just got out of a heroin bender.
Oh my God.
Okay.
I was napping from it.
All right.
And now I'm gonna do some cocaine to wake up.
Oh,
I don't know what you guys are talking about. Cocaine and heroin?
that's pretty on track.
Yeah?
Well, Elliott thinks I should do heroin.
Yeah, you recommend
Why
it?
not? You know?
Try it once.
See, here's
because
what and you tell me if you think this would also be funny. If Arijana changes nothing else about her life, but becomes addicted to heroin.
yes.
But like hides it really well. Because then people will be like, yeah, that Arijana, very always out and about, always doing stuff very nice. And someone's like, yeah, dude, she's addicted to heroin. And someone would be like, what? How?
I'm like a Disney child. I can't be addicted to heroin.
Well,
there's some Disney Orlando Brown.
And also Disney, great place to score heroin. Yeah, there's lots of great hookups there and lots of good places to sneak around and shoot up, Is this going to be on the internet?
This is live.
Disney, don't sue me.
Well, okay. Okay, I was just saying, we were making the point of like a lot of comics do drugs, okay? And I was saying that like the bigger you get, yes, please. The the bigger you get, I was saying, I think I would become more sober because who has the time? Like, you don't want to be that person, you know, that's unpleasant to be around. I mean, there are comics that function and do and party and stuff, but I was like, I could never be that person because I feel like it ruins careers. Like, you've probably heard stories and seen shit, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's all about balance, I guess, right?
I love that we're actually having this conversation. We're actually having a legitimate conversation.
Drugs are bad.
I honestly do think though drugs will ruin lives. I do.
There's nothing worse to me than you see a comic who's so talented and they fucking ruin their life with drugs.
Yeah, or alcohol.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of comedians are like, they're just trapped and they just can't figure it out, you know?
The late hours and stuff.
Yeah. So they resort to drugs. But I mean, hey, more sober comedians than ever right now, probably, right?
It's a boom.
And so there's going to be a lot of great comedians that die from other causes, like getting hit by cars, like getting mauled by cougars, like getting in skydiving accidents. So it's going to be way more tragic, but a lot more extreme and cool, quite frankly. Because honestly, I'm sick of celebrities, comedians, everyone getting just drug overdose. It's so like
played out.
It's played out.
Yeah.
It's so blasé. It's like, you died in a hotel room. Do something cool. Die funny.
Well, Nate and I were at a party
Disney, die
the
funny.
other night, and we were just slamming back Capri Suns together.
Oh, hell
This is
yeah.
True. I'm not a comedian, but I do no longer drink, so this is slightly relevant.
Hell yeah.
It's mostly because I just hated being hungover, and now I'm in my 30s, and hangovers in your 30s. You guys don't. You young whippersnappers. Yeah. Okay. Did you at one point?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But how old are you? Can I ask that on
31.
here? Disney, he's still castable, even though
31, but I can play
22.
13.
13. She,
Put a backpack on you, it really adds up.
Yeah. I'm like, what's his face? Oh shit, Steve Buscemi in the How Do You Do, Fellow Kids?
oh yeah. That's funny.
It would have been good if I got the name right away,
But yeah, hangovers destroyed me, and they honestly were a time waster. So I'm like 500 times more productive without alcohol. But weed's pretty tight. Kids. Disney, weed's
hell yeah,
tight.
dude. I'll bump that one.
Okay, gotta go.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, Mr. Nate. Thank you. Oh my God, that was the wonderful Nate Dixon. Personally, Jessica's gonna hate that he was on the pod. That's Jessica's boyfriend. He's very lovely. Bye, Nate.
See ya.
Oh no, is the okay? You got it.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Anyways, enough of this drug business.
Yeah, I'll say, what is this episode?
I don't know how we got here. I was gonna talk about moving to LA, and then we got on heroin. And I guess that.
Well, I moved to LA for the heroin, but
I moved for the chicks. No.
I moved for the heroin chicks.
Yeah.
Probably better heroin chicks in Seattle.
No, I've been
being
talking about this so like I feel like I have to. I feel like we have to talk about moving to LA so that I can just send this to every single person that's asked me, "What's it like moving to LA for comedy?"
Oh, okay. We want to do like the
I'll just send it out.
crash
something like-
course. This is the master class.
Well, sure, but just like I don't know. Maybe this happened to you, maybe less so because you moved during the pandemic. But like now, whenever I talk to like people that I knew before, like other comics that are like thinking about moving to LA, or just like generally people even here who are already living in LA, and they're like, "Oh, how are you liking it?" And I'm genuinely like, I love it. Like I love being down here, and I think everyone expects to hate LA, and I'm just like I feel like I keep having the same conversation over and over again of like. People expect you to hate it. They want you to like commiserate with them, and then like you're like, no, yeah, it was great. Yeah, like I love LA.
As soon as you go on a positive note, they're like, this isn't the conversation I was looking for.
Right. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think I've had a different experience because I think I moved. I accidentally moved here, as you know. Like I was only supposed to be in LA for 4 months, and then I was gonna, try out different places and stuff. But I just love it here so much that I want to stay. I don't think a lot of people would have that experience in a short amount of time.
I mean, no.
Great, thank
Next
you. That's been
question.
our podcast.
Next question.
No, but I understand why people hate it. You know what I mean? Because okay, first of all, Hollywood, Sunset Boulevard, like two worst places on the planet.
Get 'em.
Horrible.
Get 'em.
Get them.
Go in. It's a roast.
Listen, you don't need to see the stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I'm gonna tell everyone right now. You don't.
You know,
need
you
to
can
see
just
that.
buy them.
I think that's
The
the whole
celebrities,
point.
they don't like. I thought you had. It was like they make it seem like it's a big thing.
I think that you have to like like I think they offer it up to you. Like I think the ceremonies are special, right?
You have to, I don't know.
Should I just get one? I think you have to be a certain
No,
level.
you have to be. Obviously,
Yeah,
they're not.
I
Gonna
think
be
that
like,
you have to like pay.
Oh, it's Greg from Subway.
Yeah,
They're not going to be like that.
Greg.
Well, I didn't
Jared?
want to
Yeah,
say
okay.
Jared. Too soon.
Greg. Wow. No, I understand. I mean, I also think that maybe I would hate LA more if I wasn't here doing the thing that I love. I mean, it could also be the opposite because it is a cool city and I haven't explored much outside of comedy. But
You do. What are you talking about? You do a lot of shit. You're always on the go.
no, I really I haven't done anything like quintessential LA really since I've been here. Like I still haven't gone to a bunch of the museums and things. Just because we're always out at night.
Yeah.
You know. I mean, I still hang out, but it's all comedy stuff, you know.
Well, once you get into heroin, that's going to change.
It's gonna change.
You're going to be
back on
so
that. You
artistic.
just want me to do
You're going to be
heroin
so
bad.
artistic.
No, drugs would. I know I'm the type of person that would do something once and die of an overdose. Like that is just quintessential me. There's just no, and it wouldn't even be on purpose. The worst part is someone must have laced something of mine. You know, like I can't have that be my
So
legacy.
You're blaming your overdose on someone else now?
Of course. Why would I? I would never willingly do a drug.
Unbelievable.
No, but okay. Wow.
No, you're like, I never willingly do a drug. So someone's like, hey, swallow this tissue. And you're like, okay.
And I'd be like, I need to blow my nose and
That's
accidentally
Hollywood.
parachute heroin. That's what would happen. But okay, how long have you been here in LA?
3 years.
Okay.
3 years at the beginning of May.
Honestly, you made it past the 2-year mark of like most people move here and then move away.
Yeah, I thought about it.
Yeah, no,
I thought about
think
it.
everyone
And I mean,
does.
it was also like May of 2020, so it was very different.
Yeah. I mean, you had a completely different experience from me.
Yeah.
Everything was open when I moved down.
Yeah, no, nothing was open. And I mean, I liked it because it's like I got down here and was able to like chill and get acclimated before being like, all right, now I need to go do the grind and get into all that. Because I've heard of people moving down here and then going to do mics the same night. And that's where it's like, maybe take some time for yourself.
Yeah,
you know?
I've heard of people doing
Is that what you did?
then the very next day.
Okay.
The
You went to a
very
10
next
a.m.
day.
mic? You're like,
No,
gotta get at
I
it.
was like, I'm ready to. Well, so my plan when I came down here, actually, I'll give a few tips of what I think people should do differently
All
and
right,
what.
have at it.
Not that I'm like the know all be all of LA comedy, but I just feel like I'm really happy, so I must be doing something right.
I mean, you know a lot of people. You get on a lot of shows, so that's something.
I mean, the thing that's difficult about LA is like you can be doing really well on a personal note and still feel like you're failing. Do you know what I mean? Because there's just
Yeah,
so many.
That's kind of how I feel now.
There's so many comics. There's so many shows, and you can still. It can really like do a number on your confidence, but. I think so. What I did when I first moved down, it was the holidays, but like things were still like there were still mics and some things. It was really hard to get booked on shows because everyone was like going on hiatus. But my goal when I first came down was like, I'm going to go to a mic every single night. Like every single night, I'm going to go somewhere, be around comedy because I thought I'm only here 4 months. Let me take advantage of it. I'm going to go every single night. And let me tell you, first month, at the end of that month, I was like, I can't fucking do this anymore, you know? And I think that is also the wrong way to approach it. But
that's a lot.
I did meet a lot of people and just had to really learn how to like overcome the anxiety of going to mics again. Because like, I mean, you know how it was in Seattle. Like I show up, I just say when I want to go on or... No, I mean, like, people know you, and then you're like, oh, you want to go up early? You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, and then let me go to fucking bed at 9.
Not gonna lie, it felt pretty cool walking into Jai Tai and just being like,
yeah, hey, put me up, you know? But, like, here you can't do that, even if you're one of the best and everyone knows you. It's like the booker watches the mic. It's a bucket mic. You sit through the whole fucking 3 hours and whatever, right?
I mean, bucket mic in theory, in practice...
Sometimes it's not. Sometimes
There's
it's rigged.
some funny business going
I
on.
know. I'm always so shocked when I find out things are rigged, and I'm like, you fucking idiot.
Yeah,
you know. But I really committed to like, okay, I'm going to try to do this. But honestly, at the end of the month, I was really like, I kind of got in a bad headspace because I was like, I haven't done one thing that's not comedy since I've been down here. And so I remember like the first thing I did that was not comedy related is I went to brunch with one of my friends here, and we went to this like sick spot. And I was like, the food was amazing. Yeah, dude, it was fucking sick, dude. Brunch in LA, dude. You've never fucking had eggs on toast till you had them in LA.
You think you've had a waffle before? You haven't.
Not an LA
You
waffle.
thought this was a rabbit?
Yeah. It's
This is
fucking Winnie the Pooh.
See, now you're on board. Now you get it.
No, but
you get it.
I remember I left that day and I was like, oh yeah, people, this is a cool city. Like people do stuff here. It was just fucking brunch, right? But I was like, okay, like I need to have a little more balance in my life. So I kind of eased up off of that. But really the thing that like changed, I think my experience here was I went down to San Diego to do some Don't Tell shows. And everybody on my show was an LA comic because I mean, there's not that many comics in San Diego. People go down there a lot. It's really close by, and just like hit it off with like the right people that are kind of at a similar level to me. And it was really nice because like now I'm back up here and I like see these people at mics all the time, and I feel like that is like the biggest thing is like you got to do the kind of little pockets around LA. So like when people move to LA and they're like, man, I just can't get booked on anything, I can't even get back up at get on a mic or whatever, it's like you got to do the other little pockets where there's still LA comics like performing, but then you'll know people when you go to mics.
Well, you have to
way.
network.
Yeah,
It's more of you have to know people.
Yeah.
Than, because that was one of the things that fucked me up when I got down here, is being like, oh, okay, mics don't work how they work in other places where it's like, oh, I've seen this person a few times.
Yeah.
They're very funny. Let me book them on the show. It's, oh, I might have seen that person a few times. I don't know. There's a million people, but I don't know them.
Yeah.
So whatever.
Yeah, and no one else really knows
I'll just
them.
book this fucking dude that I see all the time.
Every week.
Who might not be that funny, but...
Well, I think it's also like, you know, networking is such a like, it feels like such a nasty word, you know what I mean? But like, it really is just about like being nice and respecting other people's comedy. Because like, I don't know, I go out of my way. If I like someone's set, I like go up to them and like say, hey, like loved your set. Like I'm Ariana, by the way. You know, like that's literally all it is.
Yeah.
But I am bad at the hang. Like I would think that I used to be. Like I would never describe myself as like one of the, you know, people who hangs or whatever.
Not one of the rages.
Yeah, I've just never been. I mean, I always worked so much, and then I would leave right after my sets, you know, because I just didn't have time. But like that was one of the most intimidating things for me is like in LA you do have to hang out. I've been booked more because I happen to be like hanging out on this patio than I have been. Like I'm funny, but people will like, you know, you have to be around so people remember your face because there's so many comics here that like if you don't hang out, it's like, oh yeah, I follow 5,000 comics on Instagram and 3,000 of them are LA comics. You know what I mean? Like you just have to like, you know, hang out constantly.
Yeah, that's the networking part.
Yeah.
That's where I'm saying it's different in the sense of it's not, is it a meritocracy? Is that where it's based on skill? Yeah, because that has merit in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you really solved that riddle, buddy.
That's why they call me Wikipedia.
Yeah.
No, it's not skill based necessarily. It's literally just like who is out, who do you see the most?
Well, I think some of it is still,
I mean, it
because
is
there is a excess of funny people here and also out of towners coming in, and that's what people forget.
But
you know?
I mean, we've all seen people who are shit and still get on a million fucking shows.
Sure.
And you're just like, how? It's like, oh, okay, because you just hang around and talk to everyone. And
I honestly...
But at the end of the day, it's like the cream will rise to the top. Eventually, there's going to be someone, even if you get an opportunity through those means, you're going to get there and they'll realize real quick, oh, this skill level does not match up. So at the end of the day, it'll even
I mean,
out.
I still think that happens in smaller scenes. It's just hyper... Like we're hyper aware of it in LA because it's such a big scene. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't think everyone who gets booked in Seattle is based on skill.
No,
at all.
No,
I would say
it
it's
happens,
the opposite.
Yeah, I mean
like,
it happens in every scene, but I think here it's more
pronounced,
optics based.
Yeah.
So it's easier.
Yeah.
You see more people that are very flashy about what they're doing and all that they're doing.
Yeah, and talking about comedy more than doing comedy.
Then you see the actual skill and you're like, oh.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, man, I went to 2 rounds of JFL auditions. We went to the first one together. And JFL is this huge comedy festival in Canada. It's kind of a big deal. A lot of people want to be on it.
Just
it's kind
laughs.
It's amazing. So I
used to do a lot, not so much anymore.
What?
But I'll be on there if you want me as a new face. New Faces used to be like, you get on New Faces and then you're fucking huge, and now it's like
there's
you get on
two
New
different
Faces.
New Faces though, unrepped and I don't know. I think it depends. Like I think what was I gonna say? What was I saying about JFL?
You watched the audition?
Oh yes. Okay, we both saw the first round of auditions, which all of these people are supposed to be repped, okay? And here's the thing. I think I've seen enough comedy now where I can tell if somebody is having an off night, but they have really good jokes, or if they are just not funny, you know? And there were a couple people that night. I will say it's a nerve-wracking situation.
Oh, yeah.
And I think most people did pretty well, like handled the pressure pretty well. It's hard. You're performing in front of industry, stuff like that. But there were 2 or 3 people where I was like, this is the set that you chose. There were no jokes in your set. There were no jokes, like full act outs. It's like they should have been in maybe like the character auditions or something versus like a stand-up showcase. And like, it wasn't even alt comedy. Like it wasn't even stand up. Like they were not doing stand up. And I was just names. I left that day. I don't remember them. I would if I could.
That's a roast.
But I left that day and I was like, these people are repped. Like you gotta be shitting me. Like, you know what I mean? But then I went to the callbacks and genuinely everyone had an amazing set, which I think is unheard of. Like, and it was cool. There were people that weren't industry there. It was like sold out. It was amazing. And I was like, okay, this is so cool to see because so many of these people are LA comics that like I knew quite a few of the people that were on the showcase. And I was like, man, this is inspiring versus like the first round of auditions. I was like, this is depressing, you know, because it's like, it's so hard to get representation. There's so many comics. Like what differentiates you? Like what's your brand? What's this? What's that? And it's just so easy to spiral here. But I do think that a lot of people here work really, really hard and are really, really funny, but they just get no stage time. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. This is, I would say, this is not a place where you come to necessarily become a better, stronger comic.
Yeah, I agree.
You come here to, I don't know, round it out. I mean, well, it's always if you want to be a better stand-up, you go to New York. If you want to be a better entertainer, you go to LA.
I don't know. I was just talking about that with someone.
I think,
I don't agree.
I think it makes sense. In New York, you can fucking do 4 shows in a night, easy.
Yeah, I don't think everyone does it right. You know,
no, I
think
can still move to New York
and
do it terribly.
Well, I was on a show and I met a manager who he's from New York, but he's living in LA for a few months because of his wife's job. And we were talking about New York versus LA. And he was like, yeah, New York comics are like joke, like no personality, looking at their notebooks. They're very dry. Like they don't care at all. And then he was like, and then the thing they say about LA comics is it's like all personality, like no jokes. And we were kind of debating it. And I was like, you know, I could see that being true, but I also think there's a middle ground, you know, like if you can do both, that's why you're a good comic. You know what I mean? But I was like, I feel like New York comics get really uppity about being the better joke writers. I mean, you can get up more. That's definitely part of it. But I was like, you know, it's really funny to me because like New York comics hate LA comics, but LA comics love New York comics. Do you know what I mean? Like everyone from LA is like, oh, I love New York. I want to go perform in New York. Like we have nothing bad to like say about New York. But I think they get into this uppity thing where it's like, you know, part of stand-up is the performance of stand-up. And like, sure, you can like write more. Some people probably don't utilize that time to like try a new tag at every single mic, right? Or like run through a new bit at every single mic or whatever, right? But I think it's like a real danger when it's like, oh, New York comedy is this and LA comedy is this, you know. It's like sure there are some differences that like you could generalize, but I'm like, I don't know. I haven't met that many like New York comics where I'm like, wow, I want to see an hour of their shit.
No, I mean that still kind of goes with the saying where it's like you come to LA or LA, they're more personalities. So it's like, they're more entertaining, you know? And I mean, the amount of people, and this is some inside baseball, the amount of actors that do stand up because they're like, this will just get me noticed quicker. I heard someone who's pretty big blowing up that's how they started. They were just like, I want to do acting, but I was just like, oh, this will help me get whatever.
A lot of people do that.
But yeah, so then it's like, okay, so you're not in it. So it's like, oh, you're not in it for the love of the game.
Yeah.
But the reason I agree with it is because, like I said, you need reps to get there, and you can get more reps more easily in New York. Here, it's hard to do multiple shows in a
But
night.
I also wonder how good their mics are because everything I've heard about the mic scene in New York is shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's why I'm like, that's why
kind of fucking suck here too.
That's why I kind of don't buy it, you know, in some way. I don't know. I guess I haven't done the mic scene in New York, so I shouldn't talk out of turn.
We're on a mic tour.
Yeah.
We're micing it up.
You know, but I mean, it's hard to know if you haven't experienced both scenes, you know, but it's just such an intriguing space. And then also in LA, you get a lot of people who blow up on social media and then they get headline dates at clubs and they fucking fail.
It's everywhere now. That's
they
just
fail.
how it works.
Yeah,
it's
but I mean, it's
numbers.
like I feel like it happens a lot here.
Yeah.
Because people are here, you know, versus like no social media influencer is moving to Seattle. You know, they're all in LA.
Yeah.
Because of brand deals and stuff. So I think it's just more prominent here, you know, than like in New York, even, for example.
Yeah.
No notes? No notes?
I guess. Because, this is fucking influencer. My barber goes to influencer parties. Some party, which I actually want to go, but I just want to see what it's like.
What
are they
What do you mean influencer party?
I don't know. He's like, I go to this party that's like influencers every Tuesday, and then I cut hair. And I'm trying to like build my business with them.
I hate that. And
he's like, if you want to come, let me know. And I'm like, all right.
Damn. I can't relate.
So
wait, you went to a Liquid Death party. Hold on. We need to
chopping it up with the Island Boys.
Why did you go to a Liquid Death party? How did this happen?
Oh my God. That was hilarious. Did Sean tell you about that?
You did not tell me about this.
We went, I want to see some wrestling. I want to see some like independent wrestling. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to see some independent wrestling. Because here's my journey with wrestling, right?
No, I didn't sign up for this.
Liked it as a kid. Well, buckle up.
Okay.
Liked it as a kid, and then got to
that's pretty good.
Got to a point where it's like, oh, it's fake. You hit that point where you're like, oh, it's fake. What the? And you kind of know, but
I'm gonna be honest. I did not find out till my 20s that it was fake.
We got to get you on heroin, and so I found out it's fake and was just like, oh, fuck that. But then hit an age where you're like, I mean, they're still flipping around. Like, that's pretty crazy. I mean, hey, just playing kickball, I'm like, I'm not what I used to be. I'm not what I used to be, but they're still doing all the acrobatic shit and they're throwing themselves around and all that. So I'm like, all right, that's kind of respectful. It's hard for me to follow the plot lines because I'm like,
you're dumb. No,
this is because I don't get it. No, because I'm like,
it's the succession.
Because they're like,
the
I'm going for I'm trying to win the belt, and it's like, you know what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
they all know.
That's what breaks my heart is you have to sign up to be the loser sometimes,
and then people change. People change characters and stuff.
It's crazy.
On what. Well, I've also watched a lot of like Dark Side of the Ring and shit about like the crazy shit that goes on behind the scenes.
Okay. Anyways, how is this related to Liquid Death? How is it related?
It's a lot like comedy because they have to like work their way up. So they do the like shitty circuits, and they're like, we go to these towns. We live in like our fucking cars, just trying to make it. Hopefully, one day we get this contract to make it.
I'm sorry, but you want to fake wrestle that bad? Come on, Elliot. Come on.
I'll have you know, The Rock comes from a family of wrestlers. That I don't think he would say that to his face.
Yeah, he's just a nepo baby.
You watch that man do the spinneroonie and you tell me.
Spinneroonie?
Spinneroonie.
What is that? No, I can't.
You know what it is?
Tell me how this relates to Liquid Death.
So anyways, I wanted to see some wrestling. I'm like, let me see some indie shit. Go on Eventbrite. Also got really into Eventbrite
You're like,
for a weekend.
it's the vinyl of
yeah. And there's the pizza guy out here. I want to see the pizza guy. I've showed you the pizza guy. He has fake dough, and he has an apron on, and he tosses it around, and he's like, he'll do shit and he'll throw it, and then it's really cool. I want to see him.
Mm-hmm.
But so anyways, got on Eventbrite, just looked up like wrestling, whatever. There was like a Liquid Death sponsored wrestling thing. It was like some biker.
I know you went crazy.
Some biker bar. It was like they were doing a collab with Liquid Death or something. It's a brewery in the Arts District. You know what I'm talking about? No, I think it was like NB or something. I don't know. Anyways,
all very relevant.
but I was like, oh no, it's New Balance.
Yeah.
No, yeah. So they had like a Liquid Death by whatever wrestling thing and whatever. It was free. So I reserved a couple tickets. Sean and I went. We get there. We missed the wrestling.
No.
Which I was pissed. Because we go in and there's just this ring
How
in
did
the
you
middle
miss
of the room.
wrestling?
We were late. And so
Why were you late?
I don't know. I don't remember. And so missed the wrestling.
I know it's somehow your fault.
But then also I'm looking around and I'm like, everyone's wearing black. Like, why is everyone okay? Like, this is kind of interesting. But it's like, it's a biker place, so like whatever. And then there's all this Liquid Death shit. There's like nothing else to do really. There's like a photo booth. We took a photo, and then everyone's just kind of like sitting around talking. And so we're like, all right, maybe the event's gonna like pick something else that we're in between, whatever. And then we're there for like half an hour, and then Sean's like, man, where do they all get these Liquid Death shirts? I'm like, huh. And then I think I looked on the
no, it was a company
event.
party.
It was an employee party.
But how did you get registered?
I don't know. On the bottom it says no +1s, employees only, but it was open, so I did it. So they had like
how did you get in?
We walked in and showed him the thing. He's like, "Do you have a reservation?" I was like, "Yeah, here." And then he's just like, "All right." Go ahead.
They have to be the dumbest people at Liquid Death. You heard it here first.
So
Start
funny.
scouting on Eventbrite for Liquid Death
events. We took
events.
so many cans of Liquid Death before we left because they just had them hanging out. So I fucking loaded my pockets, and then they had like a little like red carpet thing. You can get your picture taken in front of the backdrop or whatever. It's step and repeat, yeah. And
what's step
which
and
is such
repeat?
a weird.
What is step and
It
repeat?
reminds me of Step and Fetch It.
What is it?
It's like the red carpet where you get your picture taken.
Step and repeat. I don't understand.
It's the little piece of red carpet where they
Okay.
have the backdrop and you get
Uh-huh.
your picture taken in front of it.
Why is it called a step and repeat?
No idea. Probably because you step and repeat. You step, repeat, pose. Step, repeat, pose.
I just call it the red carpet,
Yeah.
even if it's a little square.
That's how they know we're out of town. Red
That's how
carpet.
they know. Gabby called us out real quick.
But
This is the
yeah,
step
Gabby
and
said,
repeat? Gabby
excuse
said
me.
this. Oh, you mean the step and repeat? I'm gonna murder both of you at the end of this podcast. Yeah. Wow.
But so I go up to that photographer. 'Cause there's a dude, and I go, "Hey man, can I ask you something?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I go,
You're so weird.
"Is this like an employee company exclusive thing?" And he's like, "Yeah." I just started laughing. I was like, "All right, well, I just found this on Eventbrite, so it was free.
Stop.
I just wanted to see some wrestling." He goes, "Oh yeah, you missed the wrestling." I'm like, "Yeah, that's what I figured."
It's so
but-
funny that their company event was just watch wrestling and then kind of hang out with a photo booth.
And then we're standing there,
And then
we're,
here's a
and we're just
drink.
kind of mingling. But that's the thing. That's where like
Are people
clicked.
asking you like what department are you in?
No, but that's where it clicked because I'm like, there's nothing really to do. There's no like
Yeah.
music really. There's some music playing, but there wasn't
Yeah.
like any events, and everyone's just kind of like talking. So it's just like it's kind of weird
What a strange
for an event. And then I saw 2 other girls walk in and look very confused. So I think they did the same thing because they were dressed up like they were going out,
They gotta be dumber
and
than
they walked
dumb.
in and they were just like,
They didn't make a
"What the
private
fuck?"
Eventbrite
That
thing.
was very funny. And then there was a parrot. Too.
So you,
There was a parakeet, a little
so
blue
you
parakeet.
still
I have a
didn't see
picture of
any
it.
wrestling.
No, I
Damn,
was upset,
you fooled yourself.
and I kind of forgot
Please
until right now. But I do still want to see some wrestling. Yeah,
Damn,
but that was cool. Then they had
that's a cool LA thing.
and they had a dude in the mascot thing, the muscle guy with the Liquid Death head walking around.
Yeah, I don't.
It was
really
pretty
get all
funny.
that.
It was pretty funny because we were just like, man,
Yeah.
you are all like in the office, and we're just till we took some free pizza, took some Liquid Death.
Honestly, you made money being there.
Hanging, yeah, it was sick.
Yeah.
It was like 5 minutes from the house too.
That's incredible. Oh, you know who I saw today?
Ooh.
Seth Rogen.
Are you serious?
Yes. I was
Did he
leaving
ask about me?
Griffith Park and he was turning his car around and I said, "Oh my God, I love this guy's car," to my friend Steph. It's beautiful.
And she goes,
And she
you
goes-
should see his movies.
No, she goes, "That's Seth Rogen." I was like, okay. The day before I saw Ben Schwartz here in my neighborhood.
house.
I don't want to say where I live. And
Hollywood.
I almost said something to him because I'm a huge Ben Schwartz fan. I don't actually know if you know that, but huge fan of his improv and acting. And I recently saw him in Renfield and he's just a hoot every time.
I don't understand that movie.
I loved it. I want to watch it 3 more times.
Who's the most famous person you've seen?
Tyler, the Creator.
Oh, that's right.
Few times.
Yeah.
Tyler. And then James Franco at also same place that I saw Ben Schwartz. Yeah, boo. I don't know.
Ooh, wow, bringing that up on the pod. huh?
I guess I don't know. All of them seem pretty famous, but like I haven't said anything to any of them.
Yeah.
It's like in passing because I feel like that's weird, but I feel like you have a specific compliment. It's nice. But
Yeah.
he looked like Ben Schwartz looked like he was like with his nephew or something. And so I didn't want to be that person, you know, like they're enjoying a beautiful brunch
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
And then you're like, "Hey, love your movies."
Wow, brunch in
Yeah.
LA. Pretty good,
Yeah.
huh?
But I kind of regretted not saying something a little bit because I do really enjoy his stuff. But
You'll see him again,
Yeah.
probably. You fucking see everybody.
well, I've never seen paparazzi since I've been down here. I don't hang out in like
it's a different time.
Beverly
It's a
Hills.
different time.
But people are like, "Oh, like what's it like?" And I'm like, I feel very normal here.
Yeah.
Like I just feel like I'm in any other place. Like I don't know.
It is funny sitting in traffic and then seeing like a fucking Bentley or something with tinted windows and being like, that could be
It's just like
Tyler
Anyone?
Perry.
and it always is Tyler Perry. Yeah.
How does he
Yeah.
get around so much?
Well, you saw Angelina Jolie, which I know changed your brain chemistry.
I saw
but
Angelina Jolie in the grocery store.
She stole her groceries too.
I wish. I hope. That'd be
Yeah.
fucking badass.
No.
She pulled a what's her name? The mom from Stranger Things. Yeah, Winona Ryder. Shoplifting. Getting caught. Yeah, I saw Angelina Jolie in the grocery store. That was pretty cool.
Anyone else?
It is just weird. No. Actually I think I saw Jack Black on a moped.
Now that's cool. I love Jack Black. School of Rock. Get out of town. And I also recently saw Gulligan's Traveler.
Gulliver's Travels.
Gulliver.
Put some fucking respect on the name.
I just think he's a delight.
Yeah.
That movie was terrible, but he was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something about Mary. No.
Shallow
Shallow
Hal.
Hal.
God, I wanted to see that so bad. I think we've talked about this before.
Have you seen it?
Of course I've
Okay,
seen it.
Hey, easy.
Sorry. But like,
I don't know.
what a
You haven't
dumb
done
question.
heroin, so I'm
Yeah.
like,
But I have seen Shallow Hal.
well, maybe you haven't experienced everything. You ever watched Shallow Hal on heroin?
Yeah. Dude, this is like that era. Shallow Hal, the hot chick. You know,
Oh my
it was that
God.
era of
The
film
Animal.
that I don't. Who was in that one?
That was Rob Schneider. Rob Schneider is.
The Animal.
Yeah, and in that cover he had like a feather coming out.
Dude,
of his
it
mouth.
was like that era of film though that I remember. Like that's like right at the age that we were, where like you start getting into like more teen adult movies
Yeah.
and stuff, and they just had a whole slew of.
I remember
films.
suggesting renting The Hot Chick.
Yeah,
Um,
I know
to
you
my
were
mom-
obsessed with this.
to my mom
Yeah.
and dude she was dating at the time, and she had never heard of the movie, and she was like, "What?" And I was like, "The Hot Chick." And then he's like, it's a movie. And she goes, "Oh," and she tried to whisper it. This is actually really funny if she listens to this. She tried to whisper it before, so I wouldn't hear it. But she goes, "I thought that was a porno."
Oh my
like, what is he
God.
talking
Shout out
about?
to Chrissy. Shout out Chrissy.
Yeah, and then we rented it, and then we watched it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I there's some vivid memories I have around that time with comedies.
Well,
like,
that's why we're here. We're gonna turn Hollywood back.
oh, for sure.
into
You know what?
that
I
time.
miss those movies. I
miss the parody movies.
Oh no.
Scary movie,
Don't
not
say
another
that.
teen movie.
No, Elliott,
We've talked
no,
about
no,
it. Not another
no,
teen movie is hilarious.
No. I miss coming of age rom-coms, like little fun night out on the town movies,
Someone's
you
on
know.
heroin over here.
Oh, guilty.
Heroin's kicking in.
But no, I also like, okay, like I was talking to somebody else about this the other day. Like, She's the Man, Amanda Bynes. influenced me. So I literally was like, women can be funny. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, there were movies that came out
Because up until that
time.
point, you were very misogynistic.
I really was.
And then Amanda Bynes turned you.
She turned me. Yeah. No, but there were movies at that time that I feel like, you know, you kind of grow up with. It was like kind of like we were talking about, maybe it was when Willie was on, but like, you know, I remember watching like those first Comedy Central specials, and like, who was it? It was like Dane Cook, Jeff Dunham, Larry the Cable Guy. Like, it was just like whatever was kind of being shown, because it's like not like it is now where you can look up your own shit, you know?
The bench warmers.
Oh my God. I
Master of Disguise.
Oh my God, I wanted to see that when I saw the trailer and he goes, turtle, turtle, turtle.
You know, they filmed that scene on 9/11 as they stopped and prayed while filming that because 9/11 happened. You didn't know that?
You know what? You always have so many fun 9/11 facts, and we really need to. It's
sort of
talk
my thing,
about
you know. It's sort of my thing.
You know,
this is what people say about me. They go, you know, his personality is whatever, but boy, can he make 9/11 fun.
He does. It's true. It's true, folks. Here, your first. Can I tell you a 9/11 fact? Yes. Do you know? You know Jessica Simpson and Nick Lachey, or as I called him at the time,
they did
Nick Lachey, because I didn't know it was pronounced Lachey. They were broken up recently. I don't know how recent, but then 9/11 happened, and Nick calls Jessica, and he's like, "I just want to make sure you're okay," you know, like, and she's like, "Oh my God!" And then that's when they decided to get back together, and then they got married like the next year. You know, and that's how they got rekindled. Another few celebrities I was reading about also did the same thing. 9/11 really changed lives.
You heard it here first.
No, and then I've heard the same thing about the Vegas shooting from other comics who were like, "No, I did. I'm saying there are these like catastrophic events that really changed. We wouldn't have Newlyweds without 9/11. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like Nick and Jessica would not have had that MTV show without 9/11. And honestly, thank you, Bin Laden.
I think you're really giving Chris Mejia a run for his money on the 9/11. If we're going tit for tat, I think it's a dead even.
Tit for tit. We just line up our nipples. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That's
how we got here.
Interesting. I mean, I always just think of from Arrested Development when Tobias is talking about when things go bad, or talking about the divorce. He's like, you know, I don't want to blame it all on 9/11, but it certainly didn't help.
You know what I was just rewatching the other day was when, not Tobias, but
Job?
No, the other one, the one that loves
Michael.
Mother.
Oh, Buster.
When Buster is in the army,
Yeah.
and they have him shooting civilians, and he thinks it's a video game. It's like, oh my God, so fucking funny. Yeah, good times. Anything else to say on LA, or should we wrap it up? I mean, we covered a lot. 9/11, heroin.
This is a very controversial episode.
Hey,
I don't think we can release
if
this.
this don't get us canceled, I don't know what
I
will.
think we have to go on the Patreon, you know.
Do you think this is for
the
the vault?
Patreon. Yeah,
this is
this
for
is
the Disney vault.
You know, we're going to take a break between seasons and then get canceled right up top at season 2. This will be the first episode.
What's up? We're back and things have changed.
Yeah, we're edgy
We're
now.
gonna get tribal
this
tattoos.
is our sophomore album. We don't wear clothes anymore.
We're in our Dane Cook era.
Yeah. I have a black scent.
I love it. Let's really come back hard for season 2.
I'm Rachel Dolezal, and this is
Oh.
Burning the Light.
I love a Rach.
Yeah,
I love a
Rach.
Rach. I honestly,
You are obsessed with her.
I do. She changed her profile pic on Twitter. I retweeted it, getting the word out there. She's an artist. You know, she does art. And it's actually kind of cool.
Everyone calls them.
It's actually kind of cool. She
Well,
does
are
like
you a
collage.
truther? Oh my God. What
Yeah,
are you?
I'm a Rachel Dolezal truther.
Oh my God. You know what? Can I be honest?
What?
I don't know what it means when people say truther, and then what's the other one?
Wow,
Apologist.
so many opinions on 9/11, doesn't it? You're not even part of the
like when
the
people are like
brigade.
9/11 truther. I'm like, I don't know what it means.
It's where you say the truth about it.
But I mean, do we know the truth? What do you mean?
The truthers
Everyone
do.
has their own version of the truth. Yours, mine, and the
Everyone
truth.
has their own version of
Yeah.
9/11.
This is true. This is true. Oh my God, I met some comics on the comedy patio the other night, and we talked about Saddam Hussein for an hour. It was thrilling. It was thrilling. Just a bunch of comics with Muslim parents just hashing it out. It was very
Okay.
fun. It was
All
very
right.
fun.
Were any of them pro?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, because their parents grew up with Saddam Hussein, who made it really good for them, you know? So, like,
I thought you would like he lived down the street.
no, like they were, you know,
Like,
when
I went
when
to
he
school
was.
with Saddam.
Yeah, yeah.
My grandma went to school with Muhammad Ali.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Damn, grandma.
She was a little older than him,
Mm.
Grandma Brown.
She still pulled him.
She was like,
rocked
yeah,
that
he
cradle.
was the little kid who lived down the street, and he was really quiet.
Oh, I'm sure he was lovely, right? Have people said mean things about him?
No, I think it's pretty fucked to say mean things about someone with dementia.
Is he still alive?
No.
Okay, but I mean I don't mean while he had dementia. I meant like pre-dementia. People were saying.
No,
mean things.
he was good.
Yeah.
He used to race the school bus.
Yeah, I'm kind of the Muhammad Ali of the comedy world.
If he
Race
did
the
heroin
school
and
bus?
was really into
That's
9/11,
kind of lame. That's kind of
no,
lame.
that's badass.
No, that's fucking
One
lame.
of the
Oh,
best boxers of all
it
time.
is so weird what men think is cool and what's not lame.
I'm gonna tell you. I'll tell you this. All right.
Wrestling in, racing the bus in, liking the Disney Channel out. Okay, fuck my
Math,
drag. Yeah, out. Yeah,
Did you already say heroin is in?
in. Heroin in.
Parachuting in. Needles out.
Yeah.
No, I think racing the school bus would be kind of cool.
I could do it if it was at a stop.
You really think you could do it?
Yeah, they don't go that fast. Unless it's like speeding off the wild waves.
See,
I don't know.
this is it's men are so into this and that, and then you're just like, I could do it. And then that's where it's like you got to think realistically. It's like
How fast is it going from 0 to 30 miles per hour? Exactly. I could
how
outrun
fast
that
are you
thing
going 0 to 30?
pretty fast.
Really?
Actually, incredibly fast. It's unbelievable how fast. You don't even want to know how fast I can outrun a bus. I know. Hey, you've seen me play kickball. I can really run those bases.
I'm waiting for you to give a number.
I don't know how
Yeah.
numbers work. Okay, I just know. I just know what's in my
That's
heart.
evident
I
by
just
the
know
fact
what's
that
in
you
my
think
heart.
you can go 0 to 30 miles an hour faster than a school bus.
Yeah. If Muhammad Ali can do it, so can I. That's what Nike
And
told
you do
me to
always
believe,
say
and I
that.
do always say that.
You always say that.
All right. Should that be where we end? Muhammad Ali racing a
Yeah,
bus?
call in if you want to see Ariana race the school
I'll
bus.
do it. Give me $5. I'll do it.
All right.
Everyone send me $5 via Venmo or PayPal.
No, just send me $5 cumulative,
No.
and then I'll give you $5.
4 of our listeners send $1.
They
And
were
we're
like,
like,
Fuck.
yeah.
It's not on the budget. It's not on the
It's
budget.
on the budget.
Can we do
Can't
a city
spare the
bus?
dollar. Yeah.
Is that we could do a city
if it's
bus?
one of those ones that's accordion though, can't outrace it.
Wah, wah. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
No. All right. Where can people find you,
It's an
Elliot?
accordion. What I can't. Do
I
it.
can't do it.
I can't do it. It's not regulation.
Um,
You can find me on all social media platforms at Grentradish, GRENTRADISH.
and I'm at Ariana Ramic on all platforms. Bye.
What a classic episode. Bye.